Hello friends and welcome to New Gameplay. Today, I am Alex Stadnik and we got a special one for you. We are joined by the developers behind Steelrising to talk about their exciting new game. So I'll shut up and let them go to it.
Steelrising is an RPG, but very action-oriented compared to our previous game. And it's a game that is set during the French Revolution, but it's a twisted version of the French Revolution because we have some automatons. And the player will play as an automat, but there are also a whole army of automatons in Paris that you will have to fight as a player. You will find the usual mechanics of RPGs, so of course equipment, skills and attributes, but we really wanted to use the fact that our character is an automaton to introduce some specificities to that. So you can also add some new modules into your own body to change, to improve some aspects, improve some skills. All your weapons will get out of your own body. You will also be able to unlock some tools through your walkthrough.
Yes.
So while fighting some bosses, you will find these tools that will allow you to discover the environment in a different way. For example, you will find a grapple that will allow you to, use some different path in the levels.
Yeah.
And it's true that one difference compared to what you were saying, at the beginning, it's a bit linear, of course, because there is, the introduction to the game. But then you will be able to choose using a carriage the different part of Paris you want to visit, and you can escape a boss fight, for example, if you feel that you're still too weak to fight it, and visit another place of Paris, discover new monsters, of course, grow your experience to become stronger, to go back to this boss later. So it's not that, linear than usual games like that, but it's not an open world anyway, so it's still I would say story-driven, but with some choices and ways to discover the story.
You can unlock new location in Paris, and you can upgrade your character spending your experience point on attributes. You can play different style of combat depending on the weapon that you use. The weapons have special attacks that can be used, such as a shield or a shooting special attack that you can use. And you also can customize your gear.
If we're talking about weapons, there are plenty of different weapons. Of course, each weapon has a different version. What is more important for each style of weapons is that it's really changing the type of gameplay. Some weapons are, very heavy, so of course slower to manipulate, but will have a huge impact on the enemies. Or some are more of like the fans, of course lighter, and allows you to do some more quicker attack, but will do less damages and won't have this kind of impact on the enemies. So it's really depending on how you like to play, and what type of profile of character you want to create. Each boss is completely unique, and they are more clever in some way than the random automats that are, just patrolling the streets. And you will discover through the story how they were created, how they are even moved in some ways, and why are they that different than the others. But their story is really some part of the things that we hope the player will like to discover. There are plenty of objects and items that will carry some lore, so it can be notes, letters, this type of things that will help you understand the weakness of this different boss and give you some clues on the best way to fight them. If you realize that the boss is weaker to a specific type of damages, you can still, switch your weapon and adapt also the consumable you're using to make more damage. Some side quests will result with an encounter with a boss or an half boss or something like that. So there are plenty of things that you're not obliged to do, and that can really impact the story, the choice you will be able to make, the different allies you can find. So it's depending on what you decide to discover and how deep you want to go into the world. Of course, the length of your game will be different than someone who is going just straight to the end of the story. We really hope you will have fun. anyway, even if it's different from our previous games, because we really worked, story, and we really tried to keep what was, something like a spider's mark to the type of universe we create, and we try to make this game at least accessible to as much people as we can.
It's a good first game like that you can experience. If you are afraid from that type of game, I think that Steelrising can be a good first experience of that type of action RPG game.